Hi everyone, it's Michelle here, and today's video is going to be a review on the new Hermes Primer and Foundation. So if that sounds interesting to you, then let's get into it. Hermes kind of does it a little bit different. Usually C is representative to our cool, but Hermes has it flipped. So C is actually for like a golden hue, which would be warmer skin, and then W would be for cooler skin. So when I looked at the 7N and saw it was still a bit yellow on my skin, I decided to go with the shade 11W. But first we're gonna go in with the new Hermes Primer. It says it's a hydrating and smoothing perfecting primer. It claims that it's a universal primer with satin finish. It evens out, refines pores, and refines the skin's texture, prolongs makeup hold. Hydrates, smooths, and plumps skin. Formula made with 92% ingredients of natural origin, combining niacinamide, pure hyaluronic acid, and white mulberry extract. Enhances all skin types, even sensitive. So the fact that it says even sensitive is great because I do have sensitive skin, so I hope that this claim is true. I love a hydrating primer that smooths out the skin as well, just because I do have dry skin. It's more combo in the summer, but because we're in winter and I live in a dry climate, my skin is definitely dry. So this is what the box looks like. It's very typical Hermes. It does say that there are more instructions on the inside of the box, but it's a classic Hermes orange box. White at the bottom. It has the nice Hermes emblem on top. It feels very heavy and substantial. I do have to note that this is larger than the standard 1 ounce. This is actually 1.11 fluid ounces, so 33 milliliters. And it feels like very luxe in my hand. So I'm very excited to go in with this. Oh, and actually before I do that, let's see what the instructions or what it says inside. I'm gonna try and read it. Active skincare ingredients, perfecting, hydrating, and smoothing primer formulated with powerful active skincare ingredients. Niacinamide lasting nourishes and improves skin quality. Skin is smoother day after day. Pure hyaluronic acid hydrates the skin. White mulberry extract helps protect the skin from oxidative stress thanks to its antioxidant properties. So that was just like what's inside of the box, trying to read it. So I mean, it has a lot of great claims. It seems to be very skincare focused. So hopefully it is good moisturizing. So let's just get into it, shall we? Oh, okay. I don't know if that was a full pump. You know, sometimes it doesn't for the first time. Let's just add a little bit more, I think. This is the consistency. It does have the Hermes makeup fragrance. If you're familiar with it, it's like light and floral, a little bit powdery. It's a little bit different than the blush, but it has a slight fragrance to it. It feels very hydrating. Yeah, I don't think I got a full pump, so I'm just gonna go in with like a little bit more for my forehead. This is the finish that it has left on my skin, as you can see. It's not like illuminating primer. It's definitely just more of a moisturizing primer. It's not tacky. It definitely just feels like plump on my skin. So now we're gonna go in with the foundation. First, I'm just gonna read the claims. So this is called the Luminous Matte Skincare Foundation. I do love a skincare foundation. I have the Chanel Sublimage La Tint, which is one of my holy grails, and then I also really like the Clé de Peau, the foundation, the one in the jar that has a bunch of skincare ingredients. So hopefully like this is, you know, similar and it has great effects as well. I am curious to see what a luminous matte means. Honestly, they're kind of contradictory, aren't they? I feel like that maybe just means satin, but we'll see once it's on the skin. So it does say it's a skincare foundation, medium coverage, illuminates matte finish, long wear. Second skin makeup effect, evens out, blurs, and revives the complexion's radiance. Skincare formulation with hydrating and revitalizing properties helps to preserve the skin's suppleness, firmness, elasticity, and reduce the appearance of fine lines. The skin looks smoother and plumped up. Enhances all skin types, even sensitive. Great claims so far. We'll see if that's going to be true. Also, it says the formula is made with 71% ingredients of natural origin, combining niacinamide, pure hyaluronic acid, and white mulberry extract. So that's similar to the primer that we saw. They also have niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and the mulberry extract. I do see here it says shake well before use, just on the pamphlet, so just note that. And then here it is with the orange box again. Let's open it together. Oh, it's very pretty. But this is what the Hermes foundation looks like. It's a nice frosted and luminous, so I guess they are like keeping true, you know, half-half of what the name suggests. And let's see if there's any other things on the inside of the box, like the primer. So it does say active skincare ingredients. The foundation made with 82% skincare ingredients. Niacinamide lasting nourishes and improves skin quality. Skin is smoother day after day. Pure hyaluronic acid hydrates the skin. White mulberry extract helps protect the skin from oxidative stress thanks to its antioxidant properties. So similar to the primer again. So that's all the information I can really give you on what they have for claims, so we'll find out if it's true. Hopefully this is a good shade match for me. Like I said, when I went to Bloomingdale's, they didn't have their testers to sample yet. They only had like a little booklet, and it had 3 different samples there, and one of them was 7N, which happens to be one of the fairer colors, and it's the fair neutral. So I did try it on, and I ended up thinking that I should go with the more pink tone because I do have cooler skin. So hopefully this is going to be a good match. We'll see. Let's just get into it. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm going to let's just see what the shade looks like first. So let me just do this and see. Yeah, I think it's a good shade match for me. It blended in very well. But before we do the whole entire face, I'm just going to take this and do some shade comparisons for you. So this again is 11W, and I'm gonna put it here. Now from the top, I'm just going to show you what it is. So like I said, this one right here is going to be the Hermes in 11W. This one is the Shiseido Revitalizing Skin Glow in 140. This is the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint in BD01. This is the Sublimage in the jar, and that is 01 Beige. This is the Sublimage jar in BR12. And then the last one here is Clé de Peau in B00, or Pink Ochre 00 in Japan. So I'm gonna use one pump to begin. I'm going to dot that around my face, focusing on the center portion. I'm gonna take this artiste brush and blend it out. Add a little bit more on the center. The foundation does have that same florally powder scent to it. I do still, smell it right now as I'm blending in, but it's going away. So I think, initial application, this does claim that it's good for sensitive skin, both the primer and the foundation. So to me, that means that it shouldn't irritate my skin, because sometimes fragrance can be an irritant, especially because you don't really know what fragrance is. But if I do have any sensitivity issues, I'll definitely let you know. For right now, I think my skin is pretty good, but I think it's too early to tell. This is one whole pump to my face. I do think that, a luminous matte could be a good description here. It definitely is not a full-blown matte, and it has some nice luminous finish to it. I would say it's more of a natural satin finish on your skin. It is not a very dewy foundation, but it's not like a flat matte. And it does feel pretty comfortable on the skin. I don't really feel like I'm wearing, a lot of foundation. It doesn't really feel like a big layer on my skin. It definitely just feels very comfortable. I am pretty happy with the coverage that one pump gave me. And I'm just going to, for this video's sake, add just a smidge more on my cheeks and my chin for where my redness areas typically is, just to see if we can build up the coverage even more. So I'm just gonna take a teeny bit more, not even a full pump, or half maybe, just a little bit. Just like that much, and I'm going to apply it and see if we can build it up. I do think this foundation has a long set time. It doesn't set super quickly. You have time to be able to blend it out. So just know that when you're applying it. So this is what, it looks like. I do think we were able to build up the coverage a little bit here on my red problem areas. But this is what the Hermes Primer and Foundation are looking like together. I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like, I have great coverage, and I do think that it matches pretty well, like when you're looking at my face and neck. So, going in without fully not being able to swatch it beforehand, I'm happy with how the shade turned out. What do you guys think of the finish? I think it looks very pretty. I'm going to do a wear test to see how it lasts, but now we're going to apply some other products to see how products lay on top of it. So I'm just going to go in a little bit closer so you can see what the skin is looking like right now. And I'm going to go in with the Chanel concealer under my eyes. I just want to give you guys a closer look of what my under eyes look like now and then after. I did go in with the Skin Better Cooling Gel Eye Cream that's very hydrating and soothing under the eyes. So, I definitely have moisture there. And as you can see, my eyes don't look dry right now. So I'm going to go in now with the Chanel concealer just again to try it and see, maybe today it will look good. I'm going to use the Hourglass concealer brush. And then going in so you can see. For spot concealing, I think that it's not too bad. However, when I'm looking at my eyes, it doesn't look amazing. I'm just going to use the warmth of my fingertips to, press the concealer into my under eye. It's still looking a little bit dry, and it's emphasizing the texture. Next, I'm going to go and do my eyebrows. I'm using the Uemura eyebrow pencil in Walnut Brown. I love this eyebrow pencil. It's super quick and easy, and I love the color. I'm going to also use the Uemura eyebrow gel. Next, I'm going to set my under eye with the Clé de Peau loose powder in the shade 1. I'm going to use the Tom Ford shade Illuminate in 0.5 just to add some dimension into the face with the bronzer contour color. Next, I'm going to go in with the Hermes Blush. I have mine in the shade 28 Rose Bloom. This is what it looks like. I'm going to use a fluffy brush. For highlight today, I'm going to go in with the Baume Essentiel from Chanel in the shade Cute. This is what the base is looking like right now. I'm going to use this CQ eyeshadow primer. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to use the Decourte single eyeshadow in the shade 11G. For this one, I just like to use my fingers to apply it. It has a bouncy texture, like a little putty. This is such an easy one and done eyeshadow. You can apply with your fingers, and it also is very long lasting. It's a nice creamy formula that dries down and doesn't crease on me. I'm going to be adding just the Chanel liner in my waterline in order to make my lashes look thicker. This is the Chanel Kohl pencil in ombre. Before we move on to the lashes, I'm just going to use this Clé de Peau highlighter as an inner corner highlight. Now I'm going to curl my lashes. This is the Dior Show Maximizer 4D Lash Primer. While the lashes are drying, I'm going to use the Clarins setting spray. And of course, I'm going to be using my Holy Grail Hermes Mascara today. I love this because it does not transfer underneath my brow for my eyelashes, and it's very easy to take off. This is just my Holy Grail Mascara. I'm going to use the Dior lip liner to line my lips. This is in the shade Nude Blush. To finish off the look, I'm going to be using this Hermes lipstick. This is in the shade 18. When I picked up the foundation at the Bloomingdale's Hermes beauty counter, the sales associate ended up giving me quite a few samples. So I'm just going to open these up here. I'm actually going to, swatch some on my arm here since we have all of these samples. 18 that I have on. This is the shade 27 Rosy Enhancer. The next will be the Silky lipstick. So 12, 16, 41, 48, and 77. I'm gonna take out my hair clips now. So this is the finished makeup look for today. I think that, the base so far is looking great. I am gonna do a touch point later in the day to see how it wears. But for now, I'm very happy with it. I think, I lucked out with the shade match. And right now it feels very comfortable. I don't really see any parts that are, super drying. Like, I guess, my upper lip, which I exfoliated today, and I added lots of moisturizer, and last night I added like a moisturizing cream. So, my skin is just dry, okay guys? But as you can see here, when I did build up the redness, I do think it got a little bit emphasizing my texture here on my upper lip. Like, I can just see makeup, but it's not that bad. And you know what? It can sink into the skin later in the day, so we're gonna see if that works out. I did want to try that concealer again for you guys today. And I do see some darkness peeking through, and I can see my dots, but I just think that the color is in like that pinky tone, and it's not like super hydrating like the Sublimage is. It's fine, it works well for a spot concealing. It's just not my favorite under the eye concealer. But the foundation and everything meshed well together. I think that the Hermes Blush and the eyes, have very similar tones, and they look quite cohesive. Hi everyone, I'm just doing a check-in on how the foundation's wearing. I know the lighting has changed a bit, but it is in the evening, so I have a light in front of me. Hopefully you guys are able to see. I think that the foundation is held up pretty well. It looks pretty great. It does claim to be a long-wear foundation, and I find that statement to be pretty true. My base looks pretty much similar to when I applied it. It's wearing very well. It is, 7:55 in the evening, so I've had this on all day, and it's looking pretty great. It hasn't separated. My face isn't, super oily or anything like that. My chin has a little bit of redness peeking through, but that's nothing to be worried about. When you're drinking and you're eating, it's gonna smudge a little bit, and I didn't touch anything up, and I didn't need to. So I think this has been a pretty successful foundation day, and I'm just gonna zoom you in. I think that this foundation is getting my approval for now. I'm gonna have to keep testing it to see, where it falls in the ranks, but I'm happy to report that it's looking pretty great. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like or consider subscribing to the channel. I would love to have you here. Also, I would love to know your thoughts on this new release. Are you picking it up? And if you have tried it, what are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Please let me know in the comments below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.